Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. This time around, I'm going to be doing a review for Sully, and this movie stars Aaron Eckhart, Tom Hanks, Michael Molly, and Holt McConley, and Laura Linney. So yeah, before I begin though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual. For those of you to actually watch this movie and haven't already, stop the video, go check it out, and come back here and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10-second spoilers are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch this movie and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair warning, because as usual, I did. So as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. Basically, the miracle on the Hudson, the plane that landed on the Hudson River, that's what this movie's about, and the aftermath of it. That's the movie. I actually thought this was a really great movie. I knew this was going to be a great movie going into it. It's directed by Clint Eastwood, it has Tom Hanks and Aaron Eckhart. That's as much as I needed to know. I like Tom Hanks as an actor. I like Clint Eastwood as a director, and Aaron Eckhart. Never bad in a movie. He could be bad in a movie, but that's normally another good sign. That's probably going to be a pretty decent movie, in my opinion. And well, this was more than decent. It was fucking amazing. So yeah, now I'm gonna go with the directing style because it's something I never usually talk about aside from maybe pacing and maybe editing, and that's just something I'm going to talk about here because I feel like the pacing and just the whole way this movie looks is great in my opinion. Like, this is one of those movies that should definitely be considered for best editing and best cinematography this year, definitely in my opinion, because just the way the movie looks, because it has this really blue monotone look to it. You can see it on the trailers if you haven't seen this movie, but in the trailers you can even see it's like very bluish, grayish, monotone color to it, and I just felt like this worked for the movie, and I really liked how it looked. And when it's not out at sea with the plane, when it's like in a courtroom, I also like the colors they have there because it is pretty subdued in my opinion, so that's something I really liked. Now as for the editing, now they don't really show you the plane crash right away, which is what some people may be complaining about, right? Like, hey, they should have shown the plane crash at the beginning. But I think that's what makes this movie better. Clint Eastwood was able to get about 2 minutes, a little less than 2 minutes of a plane crash from liftoff to landing on the Hudson. He managed to get 2 minutes, spread it out throughout about a 2-hour movie, and still make it tense and incredible, and I really liked it. And I haven't really been this afraid of a plane crash, to be honest, since Final Destination 1. This 1 and 5, because they both have the plane crash in it. Because, yeah, typically they don't really have any planes in movies that crash, and that's the only one I could ever think of. So, it's pretty incredible on the fact that he was able to space it out throughout the whole movie, about 2 hours. And it's one of those things, like, he was, at the time, 2009, I believe is when this happened, he was lauded as a hero. But at the same time, I understand that the airports security or whoever does that, the airplane convention or police or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, have to make an investigation as to why it landed and should have it landed or that. I completely understand. However, just the way they kind of treated him, I felt was kind of douchey, and I just like how Tom Hanks, and I'm assuming Sully in real life, I'm assuming he did the same shit because, again, based on a true life story, was just able to talk back to them and they would shut the fuck up immediately. Best part was towards the end, which, again, if you haven't seen it, 1, while you're on this video, 2, I'm about to spoil shit, 3, it was great. On to it. At the end, he basically says, hey, did you guys account for human error? Because, well, you know, we're not fucking robots in a simulation. So, can you account human errors? Take about 30 seconds off because human errors. Let's see if you actually get to the LaGuardia airport on time still, or any other airport in the surrounding area. Let's see if you still make it, and they crash in the simulations. They crash every single time. And it turns out it was more like about a minute of human errors in real life, or a little bit less than a minute. It was somewhere between 45 and 50 seconds of human errors, so it was actually a lot worse simulation-wise. And yeah, I mean, again, I just feel like the people investigating him were a bit too douchey. Well acted as a whole. Tom Hanks brings his A-game. Aaron Eckhart is more of a comedic actor in this movie, which kind of surprised me because I've never really seen him as a comedic actor. Again, I haven't really been this afraid in a plane since Final Destination. Actually, no, it's the Liam Neeson movie, the Liam Neeson Non-Stop. That was actually another good plane movie. So yeah, I mean, okay, Non-Stop and Final Destination and Sully are probably the only movies I've actually gotten me really fucking scared in a plane that I could think of at the moment. But yeah, that's at the moment. If you guys think of any other plane crash movies or something like that, just comment them down below and let's see if The Knowing had a pretty good plane crash scene, so there's that. But yeah, aside from that, it was a pretty effective plane crash scene, the way they edited it. And I also liked how Sully, he was the last one to get off the plane. I mean, typically it's the captain always stays on the ship to the very end, or sinks with the ship, or in this case the plane. So I really did like that as well, that aspect of it, and I'm pretty sure that's how the real life Sully was. And I also liked how his PTSD kind of played a huge part towards this movie. Overall, just great. I mean, just one thing I kind of want to critique, I suppose, like negative, is Laura Linney. I've never really found her to be a great actress, and granted, her part is kind of throwaways, like, hey, you're the wife of Tom Hanks, do whatever the fuck you do. So yeah, but I just feel like, yes, I do believe that the family element for Tom Hanks' character Sully, I do believe that it should have been there. I definitely do believe it should have been there. I just wish it would have been a bit more drawn back. I don't think it should have been as much family issues as there was in the movie. And Laura Linney, I just never cared for her as an actress, to be honest. So yeah, granted, they gave her a throwaway part. Yeah, you're the wife. Be a wife. Here's a paycheck. Goodbye. So yeah, I mean, that's just me. And yeah, overall, great movie. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being best, and 6 being decent, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Great movie. I just wish it would have drawn back a bit on the family. I do think there should have been a little less of the family issues. But aside from that, it's a great movie in my opinion. Again, I've never been this scared in a plane since Final Destination 1-5 and Nonstop. If you guys can think of any other plane movies, actually, there's World War Z. There's that. There's The Knowing, as I said before. And yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, plane scenes as World War Z with the zombies. The Knowing, there's that the plane crash scene during the highway. So there's that. I feel like I'm missing one more that's pretty iconic. Snakes on a Plane, but sure. Airplane, but that really wasn't horrific, per se, so, yeah. But yeah, I mean, as much as scared in a plane, in a movie, I'd have to go with Final Destinations 1 and 5, because they're basically the same thing. The beginning of number 1, the ending of number 5. Nonstop, because it's basically Die Hard on a plane, so, yeah. The Knowing had a pretty good plane crash scene, even though it lasted for like 5 seconds, but sure, why not? World War Z for sure. And Sully, because it's the most realistic one, save for Final Destinations 1 and 5. So, yeah. Overall, though, great movie. Really like that. And I really like the cinematography and editing. That's the best part in my opinion, for this movie. Acting was also great. But yeah, the editing, the directing style Clint Eastwood had throughout this movie is the thing that I just fucking loved about this movie. And yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe, comment down below, like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.